Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this introductory webinar for MSc RENE, one of our 7 master programs here at InnoEnergy Master School. My name is Carl Barkestam, and together with me today, I have Program Director Dr. Enrique Velo. I have two students of the RENE program with me, Sunay Gupta and Gabriel Catalano, and also one of our Master School officers, Sandra Garcia. And how this webinar will unfold is that we will begin with a general presentation about the program, a bit of the coursework and the added value activities. And then we will continue on with the students part and the presentation, and finishing off with a Q&A section. You can, during the webinar, post questions or comments in the chat window on YouTube Live. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Enrique Velo, Program Director of MSc RENE.
Hello. Thank you, Carl, for your introduction. So let's go ahead with the presentation of RENE program, and also with some of the information applicants are asking for. So this year we had around 750 applications, of which around 500 were for first choice RENE. Right now we have we are going to do the selection, and we will invite around 100 applicants to join us, and you will know the results more or less starting in April 19. The admission office will start to send the acceptance letter. So I said that we will invite 100 applicants, and we have around 50 scholarships. So we are expecting to join us in September around 50 to 60 students, some of them with scholarships and some of them paying the fee. So let's go ahead with the schema of the program. RENE is a 2-year program. Here you have a lot of information, but I will explain more in detail each of these parts. There is a first year with 60 ECTS credits. That is the autumn semester and the spring semester in one of our partner universities. That can be KTH in Sweden, École Polytechnique in France, near Paris, UPC in Barcelona, and IST in Lisbon. So during this first year, we have also some activities I will explain you after this. And at the end of the year 1, all the students go to the summer school. And for the second year, we have the autumn semester with 30 ECTS, where students take courses in some of the specialization, solar energy, green energy, ocean energy, and so on. And then the last semester, the spring semester of year 2, our students go for a master thesis internship in a company or a research center. So this is the general schema, and I will explain you some details. Let me say that it is mandatory, the mobility. So the year 1 and the year 2 universities must be different. During the admission process, you have asked a preference for year 1 university. I had a question if this can be changed. I don't recommend students asking for a change for year 1 university at that time, but in any case, this is something we can manage with the accepted applicants. And for year 2, the decision about the year 2 university is taken jointly by the students and the RENE committee, because obviously we don't have seats for all the students in all universities. But I have to say that around 85% of our students get the first choice for the year 2 university, and this is done in March. So after studying the first semester of year 1, you have a more clear idea about the universities, about the field. So for asking a given specialization. So students send me the the priorities for year 2, and this decision is taken in March. So non-European students have that time enough to get the visa for the second year university. In all the activities I will explain you, the travels are covered by the program, so you don't have to take care of tickets or accommodation. We take care of that. So maybe we can move for the details on that. So what makes our program different from other masters? You can you can look for at European and non-European universities about renewables, the innovative and high quality education content. So as I explained it, we have this strong mobility concept, not only for year 1 and year 2 university, but also you can do the master thesis internship out of Europe and not necessarily in one of our partners. So we are open to any proposal from students to do the master thesis abroad. So we are aligned with the concept of learning by doing, and I will explain how. And we have a unique focus on business and entrepreneurship because this is something that the EIT wants our master focus on. And also our partner companies say that, well, they not only need good engineers, but also engineers that are able to innovate and to put innovations into the market. So for that, we have what we say added value activities. We have a high involvement on the energy industry. I will show you some details. And we have also networking with major European players and other students in the field of sustainable energy. So we can move to the next slide. When talking about added value activities, in the past we have several activities. We have integrated everything, also with technical courses and project courses, in a new concept that is the engineering business case. The engineering business case concept integrates all the added value activities together with the training in technical issues. So our students have this opportunity to work like in a company where not only technical issues are important, but also management and marketing and so on. So cases are presented simulating the work in a company already established or simulating the creation of a new venture. This is done with both kind of companies, big utilities, also startups, and so on. So this is one of the key points to increase the collaboration of companies in the program, because not only we have lectures or conference, but also supervisors from companies in this kind of projects. So we can move to the next slide, maybe. So the engineering business case is a mix of the problem-based learning and the case methods used by traditionally by business schools. So our intention is our students acquiring the skills that the companies really are asking for. So bridging the gap between technology and business. Let's go to the next slide. So this is the progress. In the first semester, just a few weeks after registering the university, all our students go to a course about introduction of entrepreneurship in Lisbon, and our students start a project, and they work during a semester in this business idea or something like that. Then in February, after starting the program, all together come to Barcelona for the winter school in Esade. And here our students take classes about the fundamentals of entrepreneurship, marketing for entrepreneurs, some ideas about finance and management, and they continue with a project for the development of a new business idea. Sorry. Then during the spring semester, as I said, the students continue working in groups in a project about the development of a business idea or innovation. And after finishing the spring semester of year one, all students come to Barcelona for 4 weeks for the summer school and other activities. And they go deeper in the management and entrepreneurship knowledge and skills an engineer needs to put innovation into the market. So after during the second year, our students worked in a project mainly with startups. And finally, this finalized with a master thesis in a company. So we can move to the next slide. The participation of companies has been increased a lot. So, well, in fact, we have more than 25 agreements with companies that go from very big companies like Total, EDF, or EDP Renewables to manufacturers like Meyer Burger or Alstom Wind or companies providing renewable services and so on, developing new products like technoturbines and Abide and so on. So there are very different types of companies, also consultancies like Deloitte. And we work very hard trying to provide the opportunities to do the master thesis internship in a company. So we can move to the next slide, maybe. So this we are going into the details. So the the starting date will be announced to the accepted applicants in the admission letter from the university. So applicants will receive an acceptance letter from the admission office of InnoEnergy, and after that, an admission letter from the year one university. The last week of September, altogether, we go to Lisbon, to the Católica Lisbon Business School for this introduction in entrepreneurship. By the end of November, all the students from, not only from RENE, but all the InnoEnergy programs go together to the master school kickoff. And as I said, in early February, there is 1 week in Barcelona in the SADE Business School with this management and entrepreneurship winter school, where you get more and more training in management and entrepreneurship. Then we have the spring semester, and we can move to the next slide. So in July, students come to Barcelona for weeks. We have the SADE Business School as a partner of RENE. So this prestigious business schools provide this training in management and entrepreneurship oriented to develop the skills needed for innovate in this field. So we have also the RENE Innovation Seminar with companies. This year we will reschedule this. And in mid-July, in fact, there is also the holistic sustainability approach for innovations at the School of Architecture at UPC, when this is an activity where students really can apply the knowledge in a realistic context. So we can move to the next slide, maybe. And as I said, the applications for year two university are in mid-February, and you will have the results in March 2018. We have several specializations. This is only a guideline, so don't take this as written in a stone. but more or less you can have an idea on the universities that are specialized in solar PV, solar thermal, for instance, wind, hydropower, ocean energy, so on. But obviously, you can take a mix of courses. And at the end, this specialization is not written in your diploma, so you can feel free to customize your training in technical course about renewables. And in the spring semester, from February to July, we offer positions for the master thesis. And this, the country can be different for the year two university. And as I said, you can go abroad wherever you can find an opportunity. And finally, the graduation is in in December, and also we have a master thesis competition. So the best works can be awarded by InnoEnergy or one of our partner industries. We can move. Sorry, this journey finalizes by getting the degree. So in this is schemas in the website. So depending on the year one university and the year two university, you get two diplomas from prestigious universities. But let me say that what companies look for are not exactly the diplomas, but the skills our students have. So this opens you a new market, so you can find a job positions in big utilities, or in the other side, you can create your own company. So at the end of the 2-year program, you will have in your backpack a lot of tools you can use for designing your future career in the energy field. And I have to say that this year we are starting a new program for coaching our students to develop their skills, to get to have more opportunities at the end of the program to get the right position in the energy sector, and also a new program with the career center that will help our graduates to find a very good job. So I think more or less this is the the description of the program and some answers to the question we have received. So maybe we can pass to the next part of the webinar, so students can explain their experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Enrique. Very nice presentation, and I would like now to hand over to our second presenter, Sunay Gupta. And without further ado, please take it from here.
Well, thank you, Carl, and thank you, Professor Enrico. Here, I'm going to present about my experience as a KIC InnoEnergy RENE student, and currently I'm doing my internship in EDF, which is one of the partners of InnoEnergy. And my first year of studies have been at KTH in Stockholm, and I did my second year of studies at École Polytechnique in Paris. Well, now I'm going to summarize basically what are my experiences as a RENE student, and it just boils down to 4 main points. First of all, I am really satisfied with the quality of education and courses I did at KTH and École Polytechnique. I learned and gained a lot of engineering skills and business skills in solar photovoltaic, concentrated solar power, wind turbine, energy storage technologies, and also energy modeling. Secondly, this program offered me really good international experience. I come from India, and coming to Europe and studying here was a really good experience in terms of cultural as well as language. I've lived in Stockholm and Paris for a long time, and also for a short while in Barcelona, which gave me exposure to people from all across the globe. And the community of InnoEnergy itself is so global that you get to meet people from different cultures and countries all the time. Number 3 is during my studies at KTH, I also started my clean tech startup. And fortunately, InnoEnergy helps in training you more towards entrepreneur skill sets. So during my business school, I got a lot of training on how I can manage my startup, how to finance it, what kind of investors I need to deal with. And also during this process of my startup, I developed that skill on how I can make my ideas more ecologically as well as financially sustainable. And the last thing which I really respect the most is the network that I make here. Most of my friends are truly global, and basically I will practically have somebody living in some country whenever I plan to visit it. So it's really great opportunity to have people working across the globe, and all the startups and industrial partners that I got the chance to interact with. I have tried my best to make new connections with them. Yep. Overall, it's amazing journey so far. And right now, I'm going to discuss quickly about the program structure and how do I fit in this. So maybe we can directly jump to the next slide. How I did this master program. As I said, in the first year, I did my studies in KTH, and the courses I studied on were very technical. I really appreciate the fact that they really got us involved into the true engineering aspects of concentrated solar power, energy modeling, wind turbine designing. Currently, the course structure at KTH has been upgraded, and the students have more course options. And being in Stockholm, you get exposed to a lot of different startups and also different communities involved in such startups. I did my summer school in Isade, where we learned a lot about financing, marketing. How do you manage your team? How do you manage your startup? How do you generate your idea? How do you assess it critically? After that, I started my year 2 in Ecole Polytechnique, and I feel that the courses here are very, very scientific, which is really good thing because if you have your basics very strong, that just helps you anywhere, wherever you go in future. And of course, it gave me an opportunity to learn French, which is something I really value. Currently, I started my internship in March with EDF to do my thesis for 6 months, and it's gonna finish in August. Next slide. So what kind of research opportunities I could realize during this 2 years of program? The first thing I did was working as a research assistant in KTH, where I got opportunities to work on projects which provided energy policy consultancy to the European Commission directly. It was a really nice experience working with research groups from Switzerland, from France, and from Sweden. Secondly, I also worked as a research intern with one of the concentrated solar power groups in KTH, and they were amazing. I got opportunities to publish my research and present it in an international conference in Abu Dhabi. So just as a suggestion, I can say that to all the applicants and future students in RENE, they just be proactive and just try to approach researchers. They are very nice people, very cool people as well. They do very nice research, and they usually have some kind of opportunities for you to be involved. Next, in the next slide, the pictures that you see here just describes or summarizes my experience in brief. I've experienced so many things. For example, InnoEnergy has its own community representatives who are actively involved in organizing events for the community. We got a lot of chances to travel and see places around. We also have startup events which happen every year, couple of times, and get to learn a lot of new business models, new ideas. The student community is very international, and of course, when I'm involved in my startup, it also gave me an opportunity to travel to Hong Kong, and it was just fantastic. Next slide, please. One of the things which RENE has here on the website, we have testimonials of some of the students and also industry partners. I would suggest all the applicants to go through them because it gives a nice perspective from the viewpoint of an industry partner, graduate, and also a student. So it will help you mostly it will help you in answering all your questions, and it's just a nice thing to go through it before applying. And lastly, I would suggest all the students to also go through the student blog, which was started recently, 2 months ago. And you will find people from different programs of InnoEnergy writing about their experiences. And since they come from different cultural backgrounds, they have different way of thinking. You'll just get to know how their personal lifestyle is as a InnoEnergy student, and you'll also get to understand new perspective on the way they think, how the world is transitioning towards clean energy. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sunay. Nice presentation. And let me introduce our last speaker of the day, Gabriel Catalano, and I'll let you take it from here. Welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriel Catalano from Italy, and I'm currently studying KTH, and I'm a first-year student, so I've been in InnoEnergy for a few months now. What I want to say is that this is not just only a double degree program; it's much more than that. First of all, we have all the entrepreneurship courses, which actually add a lot of added value to this program, and develops, what we actually miss in other master schools, because we can actually gain the business experience and entrepreneurship experience that in engineering school usually we don't have. And the second thing I want to say is that here we have a really strong community of students and of workers here at InnoEnergy, which basically means that here there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of people who actually listen to your ideas. For example, this Gotland adventure, the thing you see here, is an idea that one of my friends had, the friend that was in the previous picture. And this friend just said, why don't we go to Gotland, which is basically an island in Sweden, which has a lot of renewables of any kind, smart grids, energy storage, wind turbines, and everything. So he just said, why don't we organize a trip to Gotland to actually see how these people manage to have such a large share of renewable in their energy mix and still running the place. We organized it. We called the municipality. We called everyone. We did it ourselves, and the InnoEnergy approved the program. And now in 20 days we're gonna go there and have an amazing trip, an amazing field trip and learning activity. And this is just because, as soon as I said, we were proactive. We just wanted to do it, and here there's people who listen to your ideas and are ready to develop them with you. This is all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much. So I'm just gonna mute here. All right, so let's move over to the Q&A part of this presentation. And I think that we're going to start off with some of the questions that have come in through the chat. There are some interesting ones here. So the first one I'd like to direct to you, Enrique. And it is if there are coordinators of InnoEnergy or of RENE in all the participating universities that will help the students choose the courses effectively.
Yes, of course. We have one local coordinator per panel university. So besides the management of the program, we have also this. Some of these coordinators are teachers and act like the advisor or the people that can help students to choose the courses. Yeah.
All right, great. And to follow up on that, there is somebody asking about the thesis. So is the master thesis assigned, or is it up to the students to find their own thesis, and also are they able to choose any country they want or any location?
So we start this process at the beginning of year 2. So getting opportunities from companies, and we have to ways. So the student can send us a proposal. We have a template for that. And also companies send us opportunities. So we do the matchmaking process by the end of the year. So aiming that at the end of January and the beginning of February, all our students have a thesis. And for the positions offered by companies, we publish the description of the position, and students that are interested send us an email. We have a person dedicated to that, and we send the CVs and motivation to companies. So we do a complex matchmaking process, but it's not forced by the program. So it's chosen by the student. What we say for master thesis is that the master thesis in principle must have both components, the technical approach and the business approach. In any case, one of the things I forgot to say is that our graduates can also decide to do a PhD after the program. In that cases, the master thesis can be purely oriented to research and done in a research center. So it's not only about business and entrepreneurship, but also our students can decide to go for deeper for research, obviously.
Okay, thanks. And here is something that we didn't really touch upon, but we were close to it with the engineering and business case. There's a question about competitions, and it's a viewer here who said, "I have seen several competitions where InnoEnergy students have performed well. Like, do we have any regular InnoEnergy supported competitions where the students can take place?" I'm thinking mostly of Iberdrola here. Could you elaborate a bit on this?
At the beginning, several years ago, we started just supporting students to apply for competitions designed by others. But right now, we have started with Energias de Portugal, EDPR. They have a contest. So right now, we are better collaboration with them. And the last year we have started with Iberdrola, this Iberdrola Challenge. So the first edition of the Iberdrola Challenge, the company opened the competition to 3 universities, MIT, the University of California, and the InnoEnergy Master School. And now they are more focused in the InnoEnergy Master School because they are very happy with the ideas our students are provided to that. So we have a mixture. We also have several contacts in the partner universities for innovative ideas of students in KTH or UPC, and well, we have a mixture of everything.
All right, thanks. And here's a question that I think I would like to ask to Sunay, and that is about startups. Let's see if you have any experience with this. If companies formed by students, well, what assistance do they get from InnoEnergy regarding documentation and procedures like registering or these, well, administrative processes? Is this something you have had experience with?
Okay, so it's a question which is very critical at times when you are planning to register the startup. Of course, the startup can be among any number of people and people from any program or even outside InnoEnergy. And InnoEnergy runs its own highway accelerator programs, which help you registering your company, which also help you which can also help you with any kind of administration stuff or any legal stuff. I guess they have lawyers as well. So you will get all kinds of support you would need And beyond InnoEnergy, even in KTH or Ecole Polytechnique, there are also startup incubation units of the university itself, where as a student of that university, you can get access to all those requirements that you have.
Precisely. And I think you touched upon on an important part there, is that the universities where you will be studying have their own incubation units with their own sort of standards and procedures. The InnoEnergy Highway program is it's one of the biggest accelerators in the world, and that also means that they cover a lot of proposals every year. So we have a lot of startups, but there is no guarantee that only because you are InnoEnergy student or alumni you will get picked up by this highway program, because it's very competitive. But then again, they also provide everything from funding to customers to business development. But there are other opportunities as well at the universities themselves. And so now I would like to ask Sandra, have you received any questions in some of our other channels?
I posted here in the chat. So there is one: given that this course focuses on entrepreneurial aspects, what other additional benefits can I avail as a person who is interested in setting up his own production plan in the near future? So I think that it's already covered with the explanation that you just said. Is there any kind of assistance provided for a student finding a job pertaining to the industry he's targeting at solar and photovoltaics? Enrique?
Yeah, we have the career center that help our students to get the job they want. But obviously, this means that we get the job opportunities from companies, and we put the tools so the student can apply for those opportunities. But we will not go out for looking specific job positions.
And this is, I would like to elaborate further on this of what happens after graduation, because here we come into the part that we call the InnoEnergy community. That is another platform that we are having in parallel. And I would like to ask Gabriel if you have any input on your experience with the community and how you have seen that they help students also further on in their education. Do you have anything to say about that?
We cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so the community organizes each year Alumni Unite, which is an event that gathers all the alumni of InnoEnergy all over Europe in one single place. And all the trips are covered and everything is covered. And that is a nice way to actually stay in touch. Beyond that, we have a platform, the community platform, where only InnoEnergy people and people from industry are allowed to enter. And in this platform, we actually share ideas, share job opportunities. And if we, for example, have a startup that we want to build, then we can find other InnoEnergy students or alumni to join us. So yes, even later on, the community is still present. Many of the community members are actually alumni, and they're still, for example, in the community representative meeting that was held in Bilbao, many of the people there were alumni who were actually proactive in InnoEnergy, still being alumni.
So there are, you could say, we don't have a formal follow-up on the graduates that we will provide job opportunities, but our network that extends after your graduation has grown quite extensively and provides both career center opportunities and a forum where we gather all the participants from the master school, the InnoEnergy staff, and the people who are working with the startups, and also our industry partners in order to create a network where job opportunities and ideas can be born. And let's see here. We got some more questions here in the chat. We can take some more of these ones.
Carl, I would like to also answer some questions that came out into the form.
Of course.
They were I just summed them up because they were about like housing, searching additional courses in the universities, also about if you are married and you want to bring your couple or you have some mobility problems. So the information about the universities, so all our universities are super used to get international students, and they will give you the information when they send you the admission letter. As Enrique said, first you will get the admission letter from InnoEnergy, so telling you, okay, you have been admitted in this program, and then you will get the admission letter from the first year university. So when they send you this first year, this letter, they will give you some information, and they will also point you some links where they have information about all these welcome sessions, housing, get into contact with current students, etc. So it's there when you will have the information and also the contact points to make these specific questions on the location. Okay.
All right, good. And here we have a question. I think you mentioned that one, Enrique, but how many students do you admit into the program every year?
We have been increasing the number of seats. Right now is around 50. But this is the first year that we expect several students paying the fee, so maybe we can move from 50 to 60 or more. It depends on the number of people who wants to join our program. As I said, we will invite around 100. And let me say about the questions on how InnoEnergy or the program helps students. One of the great things of our program is that not only the support our students get from the program, from the universities or InnoEnergy, but one of the great things is that, as you could say, our students are very proud to contribute to the activities. So when joining RENE, you must think and how can I make these things happen. So if you have this thinking of not only getting things but also doing things together with others, this is a good opportunity.
Okay, good. And then let's see here. We have a question relating to the coursework. If some of the basic courses are already taken online or in my previous bachelor, do we need to retake them? So I'm guessing he refers to some of the mandatory courses in the first year universities.
Mm-hmm. As you will get a double diploma after the 2-year program, the mandatory courses are mandatory. So no way to skip that.
All right. Okay.
Let me say that you cannot, we cannot skip courses at master level, but with courses that were taken on a bachelor level.
All right. Good. And here's one of the last questions here, because we are running out of time. Is there any current RENE student that you know of that is doing research in a groundbreaking field or a different field, such as OTech energy, like ocean thermal energy conversion, or any other more established fields that you know of?
Yeah, we have several graduates doing the PhD in research centers. And recently, one of them has been hired, but one of the research centers in Germany, supported by EDF.
All
So
right.
yes, some of them are doing research right now.
Okay. And a final question: will all applicants be called for an interview, or is it only some applicants?
No, this year we will not do the interview. This year what we will do is an online test. We have a new methodology for checking applicants' skills. So as I said, more or less, RENE has 700 applications, and around 100 will be invited to do an online test for checking the skills. This is not exactly for the selection, but also this test will give us information for the coaching program, as I explained before.
Okay. And just to clarify here in the end, there was again this question about changing the choice of first-year university, which we provided the application form. And I think you answered that one, that you said that you don't recommend that students change their first-year university.
Yeah. After receiving the acceptance letter, obviously you will applicants will know the year one university and they can ask for a change. But let me say that the distribution of students among partner universities is a complex process. So changing one university for other is really complex situation.
All right. Okay, then rounding off, I would like to just make this notion that we have all of you who are attending this webinar. You have also been invited to the community platform because you're all applicants. We have created a welcome group where we have alumni, students, and some of us staff members are also in there answering different questions regarding all programs. So I would recommend that you check for this invitation in your email inbox. It has been sent to the email you used for submitting your application. So if you have any further questions, because we're running out of time, please create an account and go into the group and post your question, or perhaps you will already see your question being answered there. Right. So without further ado, thank you so much for attending. And like I said, if you have any further questions, either email us or check up your invitation and come onto the platform and talk to us there. Thank you so much for participating, and have a great Monday.